Hey, what's going on, everybody? Marty here with Comic Book Fanatics, and yeah, I know it's been a minute since I've done a video, especially a haul video, or even a video at that type, and as Murphinator likes to say, it's a Marty sighting, right? So, here we go, guys. So, I want to share with you guys my haul that I got from the Megacon Orlando this year. It was about a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I know, it's been about a couple weeks, and I'm kind of late on the game, but nevertheless, it's better late than never. Like the old saying goes, better a low grade than a no grade. So, with that said, I want to share with you guys not only the haul that I've have, but also my experience at Megacon Orlando this past couple weeks ago. And first of all, let me say a shout out to my boy Lou, which you guys also know as Hero Statue Collector Lou. And he also has a Facebook group called Immortalized in Stone. He does a talk show every, I think it's Friday night, where a bunch of guys from the statue collecting community come together, and they basically just talk about statues and upcoming statues and things they have. Really bunch of great group of guys. And besides Lou, I got to meet another of the guys that live in Florida who's also part of his statue collecting community as well. But so anyways, let me get into this Orlando Megacon, okay? So I get there Thursday night, and I stay with Lou the whole weekend, which was amazing. It was awesome. It was, wonderful family he's got. His mother's absolutely a sweetheart. His brother's a cool guy and everything. And so they were nice enough to let me stay in one of their bedrooms they've got there. Not necessarily guest bedroom, but I guess you can call it a guest bedroom. So I stayed there, and that Friday morning, myself and Lou go to Megacon, and we get our passes. We got the deluxe edition premium pass and everything, and with that, it also comes with, a bag where they give you like gifts and prints and, what have you. And so with that said, I went with Lou that day, and usually on Fridays, what I like to do is I like to go around and try to get as many of the things done on my list as possible, such as the signatures, such as going to the artists and getting sketches done for that week. Because usually it takes some, you do a commission, you order a sketch from them for a commission, and then usually they'll say, okay, Sunday will be done by Sunday. So I like to go on Fridays and get that done. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get everything done because some of the artists sometimes don't show up until Saturday or Sunday. So, I try to get as much done on that Friday as I can with all the signatures and everything, and walking around and seeing some of the artists that I know, saying hi to them. So, there's a lot on my plate that day, and trying to get as much done as I can, because Saturday, what I like to do is I like to do the same thing, but a lot less. However, I like to go around taking photos of a lot of people that are dressed up in cosplay, talking more to the artists and the people that I know down there, and just kind of socializing. And then Sunday, what I like doing is just kind of finalizing everything, more of a chill day, I guess. Walk around and getting some of the other things done that I could not get done on Friday and Saturday. So usually Fridays and Saturdays are really hectic for me, and then Sundays are a little bit more of the chill day. But so a few things that I got signed. I brought a whole bunch of commissions. Not books that I got down, because prior to that, I look into the website of the conventions that's coming up and see who the artists are going to be there, see if there's any celebrities that I want to maybe get an autograph from, see if any of the artists that I know that I like are doing commissions, and just trying to, and I kind of plan everything out. And by planning everything out, it usually helps me organize my time. That way I have more time to enjoy myself a little bit more. So it's it doesn't necessarily always feel like it's hectic and I'm bustling around and trying to get work done. But okay, so the first one you guys see, okay, is a few books that I brought. The artist is John Boy Myers, and really like his work, and it was really nice meeting the guy. Very friendly guy, very awesome individual. He was very nice. But before I begin, I'd have to say one thing I noticed about this convention, and I don't know if it's something that's systemic throughout all the conventions now, or something that's been progressing throughout the years. But a lot of the artists now, what they're doing is they're giving you maybe 3 to 4 books that they'll sign for free, and then any additional books after that, they'll charge you $5 or whatever, what have you, a signature. Okay, which I found to be a little bit disappointing. I'll have to be honest with you, because I remember going to conventions in the past, and like I said, this has probably progressed throughout the past few years, is you can go to a lot of these artists and they will sign as many books as you want for no charge whatsoever. Unfortunately, it is not like that anymore. John Boy Myers, one of the artists, first time I ever got to see him in a convention, seen a lot of his books. I have a lot of his books. Unfortunately, I was unable to bring all the books that I own of his covers and to get them signed. I think Friday, man, my bag weighed at least 50 pounds trying to lug everything around, and that was just, it was really hard on my knees and really hard on my back, and I have really bad problems with my back and knees as it is from being in the military for such a long time and rucking around with all those heavy gear. So with that said, that night was definitely a Celebrex and a Tour It All night for me. And I'm good as new the next morning. But John Boy Myers was nice enough to sign a few books for me. So I ended up getting these books signed right here. So here's one. Here's another beautiful cover, John Boy Myers. Okay. And there's another one. And I think I ended up getting like 3 signed for free, right? And then I paid for like 2 more additional. The next day, I go back again, and I'm guilty. Yes, I did this with a lot of the other artists who did the same thing. I'd go back the next day and get my other 2 or 3 free signed. Man, yeah, probably not the right thing to do, but it sure to hell beats paying $5 for every additional signature. And I don't know if it's like, you know, maybe 3 books free that day, or 3 books free for each additional person. But I don't know. Maybe it's just they didn't recognize me, or they just didn't really care. But so with that said, I ended up getting 3 additional books signed for free. But these are the books that I've got signed for him, John Boy Myers. And of course, you guys can see he does amazing artwork. And personally, I like this so much better than J. Scott Campbell. And, you know, that, of course, might be something to agree or disagree with, but let's just say we can agree to disagree on that, okay? So, but yeah, I ended up getting some John Boy Myers signatures I'm very happy with. It was really nice to meet the guy. He seemed really cool. Beautiful Asian wife too, by the way. I thought it was his manager, and I was like, are you his manager or his wife? And she was like, I'm both. And I was like, okay, well, it's nice to meet you. But she's very pretty. So you go, John Boy Myers. Get yourself a little Asian girl. So that was from John Boy Myers. Now, these next couple ones right here. Now, I've seen Greg Horn in the past at many conventions. I've seen him many of times, and a great individual. He remembers me every time he sees me. Probably doesn't remember my name, but he remembers my face, and I'm always getting a something from his booth. I'm always buying a print or 2, and then just getting a few of my books signed from him. Now, this year, in the past, okay, let's just say this. In the past, what he used to do was, if it's a #1 variant, he would charge you a signature on that. It was like $20 a signature, okay? And then the other ones he would sign for free for you. This time, all right, this time it kind of just really blew me out of the water, was because I think the girl that was helping him out there would say, she said that if anything from 2004 or older, he would sign for free. Anything that was 2005 and above, he would charge like $5, $10 a signature, and there you go. So I brought a few more books, but you know what? I wasn't about to, I guess, pay money, because I've got a bunch of signatures by him anyway. So at this point, you know, I'm just going through emotion, because there was a couple of these beautiful books that I thought would be nice to have his signature on. And so I picked out the ones that I wanted the best to get signed. And so here it goes. Grimm Fairy Tales #1. Second edition, of course. Second, and then, of course, this one right here. It's a Comic-Con exclusive. Emerald Comic-Con is exclusive from 2017. And I love this cover. And so I ended up just getting these two signed by him. And that was pretty much disappointing, because, as I mentioned, a lot of the artists are going for so many free, or they're charging now for signatures, and it's not like it used to be where you can just bring, you know, a few books. But then again, I didn't want to be that guy that brings like a whole short box full of books. And you've seen those guys at the convention. They've got that short box full of books, and they're toting it around on wheels. And when they go to that artist, you know, they're there for about 10 to 15 minutes, getting their book signed and talking to the artist, which is taking up the whole amount of time. But oh well, like I said, I don't want to be that guy. Alright, so next one. I got a few of my books signed by David Finch. Now, David Finch, I've met him in the past before when I was in Texas, and I unfortunately did not have any books for him to sign then. I ended up buying a print from him, and I took a picture with him. And you can see those pictures if you go onto my Facebook page, or if you go onto our Comic Books Fanatics Facebook page, and we'll post pictures of the conventions and everything like that. But I was fortunate enough to see him this time. He was there with his wife. I think her name was Amanda Finch. I believe it is. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, but absolutely sweetheart, great couple, by the way. Another good group of people, and I ended up getting a few of my books signed. I didn't get all of them signed, like I said, because I think he would do 2 for free, and then they were charging like 5 additional ones. So once again, I had to pick out the books that I wanted to get signed, because I didn't feel like paying for anything additional. And then come the next day as well, I got back in line again, and you know, you just got to kind of hit at the right time where there's not a big line, and I was fortunate to do this. So I got this one signed, Batman #24. This is the proposal edition of Batman. So got that signed by him. I got an Aphrodite signed by him as well. This one right here is this is actually the print that I bought from last time I saw, they're very similar to this. So I got this signed by him, and I got this signed by his wife. So you can see both signatures on there. Meredith Finch, that's her name, Meredith Finch, and then David Finch right there. Okay, so I got that signed by them. And then I've got Batman #700. It's just, I guess, an iconic cover for David Finch, so of course I had to get this one signed by him. Okay, so those are the ones I got. And oh yeah, I also got a I'll show you that in a second. Let me just go on with this real quick, but I'll come back and I'll show you what I got else that I got signed by him. All right, so another artist that I knew down there, Jamie Tyndall. Good guy, see him all the time. He's a Canadian guy, but I won't hold that against him. You know, still good guy. No, I got a lot of good Canadian friends. I was just busting y'all's balls, man. Jamie Tyndall, really good guy. Always busy at his booth. Go up there, say hi, talk to him a few times. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And you know, he tells me to always come back, but unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to come back this time and talk to him a little bit more. But he was nice enough to sign a few books for me. Jamie Tyndall signs, a lot of artists sign their, they just have the Sharpies. My recommendation is something I'm going to do in the future is buy some gold, silver Sharpies. That way, if you want them signed in a particular way, they'll do that. Luckily, there was this guy that was standing there as well while I was talking to Jamie, and he had a few of those pens, and he was nice enough to loan it to me. So shout out to him. I don't know what his name was, and if you ever see this video, then you know who I'm talking about. But he was nice enough to sign these, and there's that gold right there. And I think those stand out a lot more than just the black Sharpies. And I got this signed by him. Beautiful cover. And of course steampunk. You know, you guys know that I'm really into steampunk big time, so this is really nice. And then of course I got this one signed by him, and then another steampunk one. But there you go. So Jamie Tyndall, and guess what? He didn't even charge. Yep, he signed my books. No, there was no fee whatsoever. So that was nice of him to do that. Another artist that was there, okay, and you guys probably recognize this one right here. I got these two signed by Mike Mayhew, and these are, I've got a whole bunch of covers by Mike Mayhew. Unfortunately, this is the only two that I can find at the time. This one right here, Ben Kenobi, my favorite Star Wars character. Amazing character right here. Such a wonderful, just overall storyline about him. If you haven't read the book, Kenobi, I recommend you guys reading it. It delves a lot into the past and a lot of lost time frame. You guys probably don't know between the movies. But it is, and it's all canon as well. So signed by Mike Mayhew, right there. And of course, I got this one. I've had this one for a long time as well. So I got these two. And Mike Mayhew was doing 2 free, and the rest, of course, were $5 additional. But these are the only 2 I brought. So there we go. Now, moving on. This one was done. These ones were signed by Tyler Kirkham. Now, I had no idea this guy was going to be there. If I knew, I would have brought other covers that I have of him, and I have many covers of him that I would have liked to get signed. However, when I was going to a signing for one of the other artists, I happened to walk around, and there was a Tyler Kirkham sign, and I said, "Is Tyler Kirkham here?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's him right there." I said, "No crap." I was like, wow. And well, anyways, I ended up meeting the guy. Really nice guy. I didn't bring anything to sign by him. However, they had a bunch of his books laid out there, so I said, I cannot leave this convention without getting something signed by Tyler Kirkham. So I did. And I bought a few books, and this is 2 parts of a connecting cover right here. And I had him sign both of these. Now it's a 4-part connecting cover. I don't have the other ones yet. This is $7.97 and $7.98. And so I ended up buying these 2, got him to sign these 2, and then I also got this one, and I believe this one's another part of a connecting cover as well. Shows Mary Jane right there, and I really like Tyler Kirkham's artwork, and as an individual, another great guy. He was another one of the gentlemen that would sign like so many for you, and after that was an additional fee. And like I said, that looks like it's something that's systemic now. I have not been to a con in the past year or so. So this is my first convention. Well, I went to Pensacola Con earlier on in the year, but I didn't see any of the artists doing that, okay? Well, then again, they didn't have a lot of big-name artists for Pensacon, not like Megacon. So Megacon, you'll see a lot of these other artists there. I brought a whole bunch of books to get signed, but just did not expect to be... I can't totally say that, because I did expect some artists to maybe charge, because they did that in Dallas Con when me and my boy Ray went down there. But these were like the bigger name artists, So I was expecting maybe some of that, but not all of the artists doing that. Okay. So, okay, anyways, great individual, Tyler Kirkham. It was really nice to get this signed by him. And at least, I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want to walk away from a convention without at least getting something signed from him and meeting the guy. Even though it wasn't the books that I owned of him, I still wanted to get something. So here you go. Now, this group of books right here. Now, this gentleman, Perillo, this was, okay. The way they set this up, I did not like whatsoever. Okay, so you guys know you have Artist Alley, right? And in Artist Alley, all the artists, they have their table down there where they do their commissions, they do their signing, they're selling their things and what have you. And so walking around, there's two other tables that had Matina's table and they had Perillo's table right next to each other. All right? Well, there's a sign over there on each table saying they do not do commissions there. They did not do signings there. Signings, they have a certain time that they do signing at a certain booth or location. Well, let me tell you guys, their signing was on the other end of the freaking side of the convention center. So say they have the time down as signing at 1 o'clock, then his next signing's at 4 o'clock. Okay, so if I'm at one end of the convention doing something, I had to walk to the other end of the convention to go wait in line to get something signed by him. To me, it just doesn't make sense whatsoever how they set this up. Because why even have a table for these guys in Artist Alley if they're not going to use that? But then if you want to get something done by them, you've got to walk through clear the other side of the convention. And at the other side, there's two additional booths where KRS Comics was and another group. I don't know. I can't remember who they were. And they're at the other side. Why not have them in the same location on that end where all the rest of the Artist Alley were? To me, it just didn't make sense. And that right there kind of chapped my hide because, one, you know, why give them a table? Why? Why even give them a table down at that location if they're not going to do nothing, if they're going to spend time there? So, well, that, like I said, that's my little rant right there. Perillo, anyways, I ended up getting a few books signed for him. And guys, I actually bought a stack of books to get signed by him. Except that Friday, I missed out on his signing, the hour of his signing. And then I ended up going Saturday. And I thought, well, shit, he's probably going to end up charging, so I'll only bring a few books to get signed. Well, guess what? He didn't charge whatsoever. He did not charge. There was a guy that was managing him, and first thing they asked you, are you CGC? Or are you CBCS? I was like, no. And I was like, he goes, these are for you? And I'm like, yeah, these are for me. I was like, how much a signature? And he said, absolutely none, as long as you're not CGC or CBCS. And I noticed that even with all the artists, if they're going to charge a fee, even if like they get 2 or 3 free books to sign, and every additional one was $5 or $10, whatever it was. But if you were a CGC witness or a CBCS witness or what have you, they would ended up charging you either 20, 25, 50, or whatever the charge was to get it witnessed, and if you had a witness down there. And I was just like, wow, okay, you know. So with that said, if they're charging an additional amount to have a witness there, then you've got to tack on what CGC or CBCS is charging you, that extra $10 or whatever the charge is now, to get it verified. And then on top of that, sending it in, shipping and costing. I mean, to me, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big slabber. I know my boy Ray, he's really big into slabbing. I know a lot of the guys in the community are really, really big into slabbing. Me personally, I've got a few things slabbed here and there. My Amazing Spider-Man's, a few things you see in front of you. But I kind of got out of the whole slabbing game, to be honest with you. I'm more, if I'm going to go to a convention, I'm going to get something signed, then this is the things that I'm going to get signed, you know, and I'll just put it in Mylar, and I'm good to go for the whole time. Okay, so, Perillo, Got this signed by him. Another Vampirella. Gorgeous, man. This guy's just an amazing artist. Look at that. Queen Sonia. I know, guys, I'm kind of going on in a rant here and there, but that's just my convention experience because, like I said, this, you know, it seems to change every year or every convention. So it's very interesting, and I hope this is helpful for you guys because I want you guys to know at least what to expect if you haven't been to a convention in a while, if you have, or at least have an idea. Because some guys who would bring like a whole short box of books to get signed, you know, you might not want to do that. You might want to pick out a few of your favorite books, and if you're willing to pay like additional $5 to $10 for a book to get signed, at least you're not lugging around a whole bunch of books at the convention. So I hope this is helpful for you guys, okay? So I got that Red Sonja She-Devil, and he, like I said, he does some amazing work. All right, Perillo. Another individual I got signed. Very quiet guy, didn't really talk very much, but nevertheless, it was great. All right. Another individual, Greg Land was there. Ended up getting, you know, I've got a whole bunch of Greg Land covers, man. But I didn't feel like digging through all of them, so I ended up just getting like Domino number 1. Love this cover he did of him, of her. And number 2, really love that cover. Also, I had a Red Sonja She-Devil with the sword. Of course, had to get that signed. And then the Phoenix Ending Song, very iconic cover right there by Greg Land. Another one by him of Spider-Woman. And then another one of Spider-Woman. Okay? So, and once again, he did the same thing. It was like 3 free books and then so many additional. So, like I said, I went back the next day, got in line again, and got my book signed for free. Okay? Alright, so Greg Land, got those signed by him. Oh, here we go. Guys, here we go. Jock was there. I got this really great iconic cover signed by him. Really good guy. Took a picture with him and everything, but guess what? This was originally slapped in a PGX cover. So right before the convention, man, before I drove down there, I broke that motherfucker off of there. I took that bad boy out. And I was like, you know what? Screw PGX. I am taking this bad boy out to get signed. And here's a beautiful cover signed by Jock himself. Alright? If you're going to get anything signed, make sure you get those really iconic covers you see that are the variants or what have you that you see. Matter of fact, he had the banner of that posted by his booth. So I'm glad I brought this one. This is, I have a few more like witches. He did some witches and everything, but I just wanted to get that one signed because I knew his line would be long, and his line was long. All right, moving on. Joe Benitez, love his stuff, man. He does some amazing stuff. Really good guy. He is really quiet. Doesn't talk a lot. But he's, you know, he just seems like a very introverted type of guy. Nothing wrong with that. He is friendly though. He will talk to you. So I got this sign by him. Yeah, so you can see that right there. Another cover, Lady Mechanica. And you guys notice the theme of steampunk, because I loves me some steampunk. There we go. Another one signed. And guess what? He did not charge for signatures. No, not at all. He will sign as many as you want, man. And not only did he do that for me, dude, look at this. He did a little sketch right there. You see that? Dude, that is freaking awesome. Nice little sketch by him. And he doesn't even charge. He doesn't even charge anything to do that. So, and he actually did my, what is it, the badge that I had too. So he did the badge. Hold on. Let me grab that real quick. And so I went back the next day, asked him if he would sign my badge and do a little sketch on there, and he did that as well. The signatures you see on there, that's Leanna Vamp. She's a cosplayer. Joni Brosos. God, I can't say her name. I got Jessica Negri to sign that one. And Kristen Hughley signed that as well. Okay, and oh yeah, I also got I think one of the signatures on there was Yaya Han. Okay, another famous cosplayer. All right, moving on. So I also walked around, and I have this book right here. And every time I go to the convention, I try to get their signatures on there. And I had a list of guys, and I have a list here of everybody that is on, their name is on the book right there. So there's a list of names. And so what I do is I'll bring this, and I'll look at the name of the people who are going to be there, and I kind of just set that out. And once again, a lot of the artists were doing one signature for free, two signatures for, whatever. Except for Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner. Now, I remember a couple years ago when I used to see them in Dallas. They used to sign whatever they wanted that you wanted for nothing, and they would just sign it for you, and they were just they'll have a donation box right in front, and their donations would go to a good cause, and I think I ended up paying like $10 for Jimmy Palmiotti's signature on this one this time, which was kind of cool because he was nice enough to do a little sketch right there for me of Spider-Man. So there's Jimmy Palmiotti's. Sam De La Rosa did this one a while back, and so I got more signatures. I think it was like 5 or 6 more signatures that I got on there. And so I bring this book with me everywhere I go. This is the Amazing Spider-Man number 700. This is the, if you look at it this way, you see how these are the buildings, and Spider-Man swinging through. And then, of course, it has all the names of the, not necessarily all the names, but like this one right here. I didn't see J. Scott Campbell's on there, and he was another one that was pretty big into the Amazing Spider-Man run. But yeah, so I went and took that with me and got that one signed. Let's see what else. Oh, this is my girl right here, Sora Soong. Sora Soong. Now she does some. I got her to do a commission for me, and she's still working on it. It's a take-home commission, of course, because one thing usually about take-home commissions, they put a lot more love into those. I was like, yeah, I'm by no means I'm one of the guys that are impatient about. I don't need to get my commissions there at the convention. If I do, all the better, right? I'm happy. But if I don't, no big deal if you take it home. But if you can take it home, you can spend some time with it, then, of course, I know they're going to put some love into it. So, this is a cover done by Sora Soong. This is the New York Comic Con exclusive with her cover on it. So, and she did a Harley Quinn commission for me before, and she did such a great job. She ended up making a print out of it. And she, of course, she asked me first. She was like, "Hey, do you mind if I make a print out of this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And she's an absolute sweetheart. So Sora, love and kisses to you, sweetheart, and love and kisses to Pepperoni. Pepperoni's her little dog she takes around with her, and just a sweetheart. Okay, so let's move on. Sora, Sora. That was a shout out to her. I also got a couple. I'm going to show you guys a couple cosplay signatures I got here. Okay, so at the convention, Yaya Han was there. I got her to autograph that for me. And if you guys have been to conventions, if you guys know a little bit about the pop culture cosplay community, Yaya Han is probably one of the most popular ones, along with Jessica Negri and what have you. So I have this of all New Inhumans. I've had this for quite some time. Saw that she was going to be there. Of course, had to get that signed. I got this signed. Don't remember what her name was. But I happened to be looking at who the guest cosplayers were going to be. And what I do is I Google their names and see if they did any covers. And if they did, and if I have those covers, I was like, oh, okay. I'll take this with me to get signed. But so she got that to sign by her. You see right there. Oh, Joni Brosas. I hope I said her name right. Joni. She is absolutely sweetheart. Does some really sexy vampirellas. I've seen her in a lot of cosplay videos from San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, things like that, and found out that she was going to be there. Of course, I had to take my books to get her to sign. And overall, such a sweet lady. Asked her what her nationality was. She's actually half Filipina, and half Filipina and the other, like, Caucasian, a couple other things. I like to say I'm half Thai and half white. So I just say she's half Filipina, half white. How's that sound? But, so, I got that signed by her. Oh, yeah. And got my Red Sonja signed by her. And, such a sweetheart. I wanted to support her, so I bought a couple prints. I got this one. Of course. You know, you guys know me and Star Wars, man. I got to get my Star Wars in there, so I was happy to get this. I'm going to get this framed and put on my Star Wars wall. And then back right here, I bought that one. And of course, I had to cover that up, guys. Got to cover it up for the kids, you know what I mean? Got to cover it up for the kids. And then I got this one as well by her, and once again I had to cover that up. Got to cover it up for the kids. And so those were my cosplay ones that I ended. So wow, I was like, wow, man, this is awesome. I got to get so many books signed and what have you. All right, so moving on, a couple of commissions that I got done. And gentlemen, this right here, and you've probably seen pictures of it if you're on my Instagram or if you're on the Comic Book Fanatics Facebook group. This was by an artist called Elias Chazotis, and I believe he's a French guy. Very limited in his English. He had another gentleman there with him, very limited in English, but he has done, I had no idea, but he's done some Xenoscope covers, okay? And I had no idea that I actually had some covers done by him, because it's just one of those names that you don't really recognize very often, or unless you're a really big fan of him, which I am now. But I have actually a few Xenoscope covers by him. He did this bad boy for me. This one right here, he was charging $100 for sketches, $150 with color, okay, for torso and up. Guys, look at this. There are guys that charge so much more just for something like this, and they do so much less work. Oh my freaking Lord! Look at the beauty on this, man. Look at how much, look at her her eyeshadow, just her eyeshadow alone. Look at the quality of work he puts into this. Isn't this amazing? Come on. For the price that he charges, dude, I probably would have threw in another $50 for what he was charging. And I got this, and this shows like some of the artwork that he's done in the past. I bought a couple prints from him, but look at this. Oh my goodness. This guy is amazing, man. Just the work he puts into these sketches. Guys, I will tell you, and it was really nice. At the end of the con, he said, he was walking by. I was like, "Hey," and he just shook my hand, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." Definitely. Oh my God, look at this! Doesn't that just look like a portrait? So I will tell you guys, definitely, if you ever see this guy at a convention, his name Elias Chazotis. God, I'm probably screwing that up. Dude, it's well worth your money to take the time and get a sketch by this guy, okay? You will not be disappointed. Look at this. This is somebody that I definitely will go back to again to get more artwork. All right. Another one. Guy right here, okay? His name, and I'll probably screw his name up, but let's see, Ryan G. Brown. All right, he had a banner of this, and when I saw this, I love Calvin and Hobbes, guys. I've read Calvin and Hobbes growing up. Okay, when I saw this, I was like, I want a Calvin and Hobbes done up like Han Solo and Chewbacca. Okay, and he did it on Copic paper for me. Guys, happy. So, nothing wrong with that right there. So, shout out to Ryan G. Brown. Ryan G. Brown, man. So, if you ever see him at a convention, give him a shout out. Let him know that, hey, you did one of these for my boy, and I want something very similar or something different. Okay. Now, the next one is by an artist. What is his name? Peter Smith. Peter Smith. Now, Peter Smith, I ended up doing a commission. He has that Disney look, you know. And probably because when he was talking, he went to Disney art school, so that's probably where you see that. But this is a Kickstarter of the Chronicles of Zolaria, Dynasty of Darkness. I ended up picking one of these books up by him, signed, and I have a commission coming from him as well. I asked him if he can do a steampunk version, kind of very similar to this one right there. This is just a print of one of the sketches he does, and you know, I had a book full of that. So I was like, oh, I want something very similar to this, but you know, her holding a gun, a little bit more steampunkish that you notice. So, but yeah, that's pretty. Oh yeah, I promised you guys something else. I promised you guys to show you guys what else I got signed by David Finch. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go in the living room to grab this, but I brought this along with me. Okay? I bought this a while ago. This is Wonder Woman number 36, variant cover by David Finch. Okay? And I actually got the print of this. And instead of busting this out, and because like I said, I'm not a really big slabber, so it didn't really matter to me. So I just ended up getting them signed the cover of this, David Finch and Meredith Finch. So I got this signed by them. I didn't bust it out or anything. I just got them to sign the case, and you know, guess what? I'm happy. I got a signature on there. The guy looked at me, not David Finch, but the guy that was managing the books and all the signatures going through, and he was just like, "You want him to sign the case?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes like. And he just kind of looked at me and goes, "Hey, it's your book." I was like, you know what, dude? I could do without the comment, man. You know, I know it's my freaking book, and I know how I want to get things done. I'm not a big slabber. I don't care about getting signature series, okay? I'm just happy enough that he's going to be there at the convention to get something signed by him, okay? So I'm going to bring that down there, get that signed on the case. It's not like I'm ever planning on busting the case open to get it sent, to get it signed or anything like that. I'm happy with what it is, man. Unorthodox, yes, I know, guys. Probably doesn't, you know, sit well with a lot of the other collectors. But this ain't for resale, man. This ain't, you know, it's for me. Okay, this is something that I like to do. This is something that I was happy with getting done. So there you go. If you don't like it, then you know what? You can stick a finger in it. But nevertheless. Guys, this is everything I wanted to show you. This video went on so much longer than I expected it to go on to. And there's a couple other things that I didn't show you guys. I ended up getting a statue while I was down there. I ended up picking up my statues that I bought from Hero Statue Collector Lou. I got a couple other comic books that I brought from the convention. But no, I just wanted to show you guys some of the biggest things that I got. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. Yes, I get a little long-winded, but I wanted to show you guys my pickups, share those with you guys, and hopefully share a few of the experiences that I had, so that way what you guys can look out for if you guys didn't know already, okay? Once again, guys, thank you so much. A big shout out to everybody in the comic book community that still talk to me, still watch our videos on Comic Book Fanatics. Big shout out to my boy Ray. He's in Afghanistan right now. He's doing his thing. I've been there, done that, got that t-shirt over and over again. He's doing it this time. And you stay safe out there, brother. Come back safe to us, okay? And then looking forward to getting back to a convention with you again. Shout out to Hero Statue Collector Lou for having a great time spending time with one of my fellow statue collectors out there. Big shout out to the New York Warriors. Always love you guys, man. You guys do what you do. I still watch y'all's videos. And so you guys take care of yourselves. You be safe out there. And I will talk at you guys later. Take care, guys.